The following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2.
And welcome everyone to the finale at long last of MRE Uno Division 2's February Flurry between Tapir and background character. I am not short streaming with you today for my first time on this channel, and we are getting ready for a battle between two of the top players in this league and also in UUL. See two GMs in the UUL, Weberville and Dejibo. Should be a good one between these two. Let's first talk about how these guys got here. First, Tapir, 16-6, won Blizzard Regional. In round one, this was a 32-team tournament, unlike March Madness, which was 64. In round one, defeated the 5 seed Brendan in a sweep. That was a best of 5. Then it was best of 7 in the regional semifinals and finals. Defeat the top seed Daniel Voiles in 6, and then the number 7 Pox in 5. And in the final 4, in the semifinal, beat the, excuse me, have to remember, the Chile region champion Stefan in an 8. And he was the top seed coming out of that region. Now here is Tapir in the final. And background, 12-5 in round 1, took care of 3 seed Nathan in 4. We had a few disqualifications in this tournament, unfortunately, and one of them was the regional semifinal and the Declivity region, which is background characters region win. Won by disqualification against Lebanon Reda, and then top seed Reda from France swept them in 4, and then a thrilling series with another one of the UUL's top players, Hockey, 5-4 in a best of 9. Hockey won the Avalanche region. So now we take a look at the bracket. Mentioned it. This is how they got here. Hockey and background, both 6 seeds in that final 4, and that was a thrilling series. And Tapir took care of top seed out of that region, Stefan, in 8. And now here they are, 4 versus 6. Tapir's the higher seed in this one. And we are going to drop right in here to the room here. And there we are. So we are just about ready to get this underway. Now the rules are different for this one. It is we have a best of 9. It was a best of 9 in the final 4, and Tapir being the higher seed will get the first start. And also we have the MCSR rule, which we saw in the final 4 in D1, where players cannot go back to the same card start they previously won on. So if someone were to win on a 7 card start, they have to go somewhere else. But if they win on another start, then 7 opens back up for them. So bit of a different kind of rule change that we haven't seen yet, at least in this division. And we are just about ready to go. So I am soloing. Yoshi's going to join us. G-Man might join us as we go along. But for now, it's just me. And so I think we're just going to jump right into it. Each player has 1 power play as well, and this is a best of 9. So Tapir, it is your first game, home stand, and I ask you how many cards for this first one. Go anywhere with it. All right, we're going to start with 9. Oh, damn it. All right. Tapir, you can join up and set the rules. I unfortunately still don't have perms. Yay. Oh, there's Yoshi. Thanks, Yoshi. So, yeah, go ahead and join up. I'm going to get this game 1 underway. And whenever you're ready. And off we go on a green 4. 9-card start to begin. Best of luck exchanged. Good sportsmanship, and we are underway. And yeah, next game. So maybe just avoid calling out for this first game. Oh, don't false call out. We forgot about that part, but it's okay. And Tapir draws off the top. And yeah, this started well, no doubt. And background will go with a screen 6. And Tapir continues to draw, trying to find a starter. And we have a light switch early to red. Does this jailbreak him? It will. Monkey combo with the red 9. And down to a red 4 for background. Like I said, these two both and on the 0 sugar Tapir. Tapir, the GM of the Weberville Ducks, who currently, I think y'all are up top, aren't you? I probably shouldn't switch channels on the stream. Oops. And a quick double from background, red reverse into the red 8. Got to use my phone to look this up. And Tapir will switch back to blue with the wild. And now background drops the blue 8 and puts him in check. And he's going to drop 6 on background with the going into green. What more does he have in his pocket here? And two green reverses. It's a 4-bagger, maybe a 5. And background checks the table mid-run. It is a 6-bagger now with the green back into the blue skip and a blue 7. What a run from Tapir to keep background at bay. And the blue 3 for background. Background had both these guys, UULGMs, Weberville for Tapir, just clinched the first round bye in the season 22 playoffs. Really wanted to go on that run. Yeah, no doubt. And his Weberville Ducks 10-2, 25-11, 67-41 records, matches, boards to games. And that team KT, our March champ last night, as Tapir goes for that red 3 switch, has KT and Diego Yepes, who won Super League in D1. Just lots of decorated players on that team. And Deshibo was in the final last year, and they currently sit 4th at 6-6. Not clinched to the playoffs yet, but they definitely are in good position to be. And red 1 forward background. And Tapir will draw. Accidentally, yeah, it happens. It happens. You good. And background will draw. And we seem to be heading towards the Draw City Hotel once again. First time this series, after a lot of fiery play to start this one off. Tapir looking to try and leaving this hotel. Yeah, all right. I don't think we quite checked in yet. That wasn't quite long enough. We're on the red 2, but background is heading up the elevator shaft. No, he was at top deck 2. Couldn't find anything. Here's a red 7 from background. I turned around. Yep. And the yellow 7. This should jailbreak them both. And it will jailbreak background with the yellow 1. And yellow 6 with the looked like an Uno call. Oh, he wasn't at Uno yet. That was, I don't know if that was, yeah, that was, okay. I didn't know if that was a mind game or on purpose. And background will drop a double and make it reverse into the 1. Background sits at 4. Tapir's got 2, and the double finish for Tapir in 4 minutes. And thank you, Yoshi. So Tapir takes game one. And yeah, I'll go around the room here. And Tapir, I'll start with you. You had very back and forth, but you had the finisher. Both of you were close towards the end there. But what how are you feeling about that first win, best of 9, and what do you need to do to keep that momentum going into game 2, continuing their homestand? You're pretty close to a call out there. And background, if you have any comments to give about that one, any insights that you want to share, answer any of the questions trying to get back from down 1-0, let me know. Drop them in the channel. Like I said, I'm not short soloing right now. Hopefully, this is a foreshadowing things to come, hoping for similar runs later on as we get further into the series. Fair enough. I am soloing this stream for the hand at the end was terrible. His draws were better. Yeah, that's seems to be all you could have stacked it up to. That big run for Tapir came about midway through the game. And I don't know, could you attribute that run to a win? Maybe, maybe not. They got pretty close down the stretch there. So, yeah, game 1 goes to Tapir. What's up, KT? What's up, boss? We just had Tapir win game 1. We had a 9-card start, so it will be off the board for him here in game number 2. Background contributing his loss to lack of good draws. Tapir had better draws. Tapir had a what was it? I have to go back and look, but he had like a big run. Like, yeah, he had a 7-bagger, dropped 6 freshies, but it still got pretty close there. The last table check before Tapir finished it off, it was 4-2, and Tapir had the 2-card finisher. Oh, for sure. All right, yeah, bet. All right, so Tapir, once again, it's your home game for game 2, and you cannot pick 9. So what do you want for this one? All right, we're gonna do 10, and Yoshi's lurking, so he'll get that for us. There we go. Thank you. And you both can join up here as we get ready for game number 2. Once again, best of 9, 1 power play, MCSR in effect. And we start on a blue 7. Again, the sportsmanship from both of them. Yeah, no problem, no problem. And Tapir's going to take his time with this first run, and he's going to make a quick switch to yellow. And a best of 9, first to 5. And yellow 8 after the 0 trigger from background. And background runs out real quick. We chilling on sound? Nice. Yeah. He's gone for 9 and 10 so far. This is a 10. He had 9 in game 1. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially with MCSR not really putting any starts off the board completely for either side, especially if you went on another. And a 7-card lead for Tapir. Now 6. as the ditto play for background. And here comes, yeah. Ooh, yep. He's down to 2, and he's going to put him in check with the green 6. Does background have a response? He does have 2 freshies on the board now. +4 would be a good spot to put it. Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly. And Yoshi, I do see you in the voice chat. Welcome in. Oop, yep, quick little run, but that puts him into blue. Does that lock Tapir out? No, wow. Okay. All right. KT, you want to drop those questions for these guys? No doubt about it. Yeah. Tapir had more yellows than blues, wanted to postpone the draws, and background is already picking 7 for game 3. And well, that says it all, really. Yeah. Yeah. All right. But Yoshi, you can go ahead and set that 7. Wait until you see 15. Oh, is Tapir teasing a full send? I don't know. But at least, a little foreshadowing. Background now with the homestand. Y'all can join up whenever. Background now with the homestand. Starts with the OG, looking to try and get a game back as he got swept out of the first homestand against Tapir. Those 2 are the highest cards I've had all turn. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's exactly what you were talking about. Yeah. Oh, wild +4 start for game 3. And background's going to do the classic draw on the wild +4. That is a signature of background character for sure. And he's going to draw 2. Yeah, this is a signature move for both these players drawing on the +4 start. They're going to see if they can try and connect something. Yeah, I learned my lesson. And background will drop the green 9. Yeah, you lost expanding, exactly. Yeah, and 1 down for Tapir with the green 8. We are off and running. In background, I'll pick the green and is already out unless he's looking for something to connect. Indeed, they're going to draw, and Tapir will drop the 3. Yeah, they're both pretty calm and collected. Kind of nothing. I mean, we've seen some fiery runs already, but nothing too crazy out of either of them. Really, they've just been doing what they have to do. and into the zero sugar. Oh, you can't. Oh shit, you're right. Excuse me. There we go. Now I can hear commentary. Oops. Thanks, G. Appreciate that. Now people can hear you, KT.
No one could hear me. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's my.
Well, that's all good.
Appreciate G man having my back there.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, G. Appreciate the look out there. As we go for a double, Tapir really aggressive with these switches so far early. He's trying to control a little bit of the color efficiency. You can see it. To background going back to red. Good move. Good clean cut move back. Try to force Tapir into draw. Tapir uses the wild yellow. It's big. That's a little bit indicator, right? That could be a little bit of foreshadowing in itself. Now background looking to come back. He goes with a yellow 4. Interesting, because he could have went clean cut from the red to the yellow. Tapir looking to run with a yellow 7 now. 3 up this time. Background now taking his time. All right, gotta think this one through. Scroll a little bit. Think stop. Think stop. Think stop. Execute. Good table check. Tapir
is close. He might have it. He's had the double finishes. He likes those double finishes.
I think background's not going to waste time going back to blue. Interesting.
And Tapir doesn't have it.
That's a good
move by background.
Safe move there. Now background can just easily run these blues. Tapir's going to have to start playing offense a little bit, see if he can get out of it right here. Oh!
Back to yellow.
Top deck. I'm thinking top deck. Background runs it.
It could have been part of a winning chain, too.
Tapir looking for the double. Does he have it? He does!
He does. Yep. 3-0.
With the one power play, too. Congratulations.
With the applause from Rue.
Tapir, I want to obviously, you guys do that +4 move. Fair play, right? But once we got past that fair play, what was the strategy on just keep drawing back in the green? You know, background character is going to be someone that's going to fish for those connector cards. What makes the confidence say, you know what, I'm going to draw back. I've seen enough data. Drawing back is safe. And was it the fact that we had one less +4 off the board makes you more comfortable drawing back? For background, my question to you simply, in this case, it seems like you did the right thing going to blue. Was it a little too passive on some of the color plays, or could you have been more aggressive early, not drawing back, and put pressure on Tapir? Because sometimes when you're playing from behind, not putting enough pressure, the other player can just roll back. Do you have to change your passive aggression during this next game? Okay. Didn't expect him to draw more wild. That's fair, right? Sometimes short when you're expecting some, you have plan A. I was talking about that. You got to go switch over to plan B on the wilds, and if you don't have that wild control, you got to start going down the line and list the letters. But I think background there couldn't feel it. And it Tapir, I felt comfortable off away. Take my time. I was 2 colored anyway with no color switch available. And that's going to happen, right? 2 colors, suffocation. We talk about that all the time in the league, and they did a great job. And the extra wild
was one. Yep.
Top deck.
Definitely.
Top deck. I had a feeling
top
for
deck,
sure.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he called that one, KT, and definitely luck has seemed to have had a lot of weight here. And background's floundering here. Needs to find a win, and he's going to stick with that OG start. And I believe those rules are set, so you can join up whenever.
It's interesting, sure. Now, last night we were talking about the power play, but I'm not worried about the power play right now. It's 3-0, but the thing is with the power play in D2 is there's just one, right? It's for really, you really have to save it correctly as we go to yellow 2 start here. You got to really save it correctly. There's no perfect time to use it with just one. It's just how you change the momentum rather than getting closer to a win sometimes. That momentum's huge. Double up here off the start. Back to you, sure. Go for a little bit.
All right. We're going multiples of 2. We're up to 6 now on the yellow, and
2, 4, 6, 8.
Background's gonna drop the 8.
2, 4, 6, 8. We appreciate this right now.
We appreciate this. This is the D2 finale. Who do we appreciate? Yeah, exactly.
You guys. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys putting on the show for us here this afternoon or evening, wherever you may be. And background's gonna do a table check early as we welcome Nick into the voice chat here. And background 1 up, but it is Tapir's turn. He can tie it here.
Yeah, both of these players, obviously, sure, you were here at the start. I don't think extreme nerves are a problem, right? They're both muted. They're both locked in. And these players have been in big situations, as this card is recommended by 9 out of 10. One up this time.
9,
fun.
haha. And the green switch on a wild for background. He's really going to try and find some control to take because he has just not found it in these first 3.
Yeah, that's sometimes you got to be a little bit more aggressive, right? Passive plays work, but not all the time. Tapir's looking to gain a little bit of pace differential right here, but
Yeah,
he can't.
you gotta have some kind of
Ooh.
composure in this situation, but you gotta start being aggressive down 3-0 in a best of 9. If you give him another one, he's gonna be on the verge of a sweep win.
That's
And
game. I think that's game. Yep.
oh yeah, that's it. Just as I say it, there we go.
Yeah, saw that coming a
Chill
mile away.
work, 3-1.
And the biggest clue short, and this is one of the things you see, is when you start playing 2 green 2s, you're looking for something, and when you fish back, boom, that +4 killer to end it. Lucky hand. I have nothing to add. That was pretty much how I saw it. Tapir, all I could really say is, did you have the famous all numbers start? That's the first thing. And was it a case of you were just a passenger, man? Because I don't really have any questions. That was just plan A worked for background. You had to hope for a plan D, which means you get cards. So you didn't get anything till the end there. Yeah, and that's something to note. Both can't start at 7.
Yep.
That's big.
Yeah, 7's off the board for both with MCSR. They both won on a 7-card start. Background started on game 3, and Tapir won that, so Tapir's off the board for 7. Background can't start with 7 with this win. Whoever wins next can get 7 back on the board for them.
A little bit of ammo, but nowhere to use it without doing anything crazy. Yes, that's fair. Right? Sometimes you need that color, and if it's just not there, take it when you can. Take the lumps. Guys were saying not your time. Get it back next time for sure. Interested though, game 5. Let's see what Tapir does. We talked about the foreshadowing full send. We'll see what he can do here.
And he's going to go for 11 as it goes back, as the home field shifts back to him for game number 5. This is a 2-2, 2-2-2-1-1, I believe. I have to check my pins again. Yeah, it's 2-2-2-2-1. That just like the best of 9s we had in D1 this season.
He's got to do the 11 cards for the boss. The boss is in the building.
Yeah, we've had a 7 for the boss. Yeah, Kevin 11. I'm not working too well for him yet last night, but he won the tournament, so you can't really fault him too much.
Hell of a game. That was a hell of a game. But we'll focus on our time. Right now we go to blue 1 start already. This is a common theme so far short. Tapir, early clean cut switches. Something's coming. He's trying to get back, or maybe he's doing a little bit of a different look. We've seen it before.
No, he's definitely got that good switch number efficiency that we were seeing from you and Ashley last night. And background doesn't have a green there on the 11 start.
Could be a little bit of a play, looking for some fishing combos. You never know. Background could have a green. He's really good at saving reverses and skips to the end. As Tapir is going to go right back with. Wow.
Background again early to just check that table. They both like to check the table with it. It often happens in the UUL. You see table checks happen very, very often, a lot more than you'd see in Division 1 of MRE Uno.
Red 2 to red 4 up this time. That's a good play from Tapir as he continues the light switch. There's a little bit of Ali Yepes right here moment. I've seen this one before, and that's what Tapir's got to do, right? Mix it up, try to go cross-check on the colors, and see what he can do to change the pace, right? And that's the key. Sometimes changing the pace, getting a little differential short, that's where the difference is. But he's going to run out here. Interesting.
Yeah, so he draws on that, and background's going to pounce with a double on the reverse to the blue 5, and that probably makes up a little bit of the deficit he had while drawing off the top, and Tapir will look to respond, and he again switches it to yellow, and now Pandora's box is open here in game number 5.
The risk you take with Pandora's box short, when I see him background character, you give him Pandora's box, he gets a couple skips and reverses. That's where the magic's won. That's something to watch. I'll have to ask that question, why he did that there. Because that's really the magic, the background, especially with skips and reverses. 1 minute so far.
Yeah, you got to find those. He's looking for those chains to build, and now doesn't have the yellow 3. He's got to make up time here, says Tapir, and he was just off to 5, so it's a yellow 5.
Interesting comment.
1 down from the 6.
Let's see if he can make up a little time right here. Maybe do a little double play, a little bit of an eye candy look. Let's find out. Nope. Max volume 9. Background looking for something right here. Respond back. He's done a pretty good job staying disciplined on the yellow so far. He's going to go for the there. What as I called it, short. There
Here
it is,
comes.
short.
Here comes. Here comes. His chains of skips. He could have a rainbow of skips.
That's it.
Oh nope, that's it. Wow, 2 quick wins for background. And it is now 3-2. Tapir had all the momentum, and now it's starting to shift back to background with some quick runs to finish. Yeah, same comment from background. KT, I'll let you talk to Tapir here.
Yeah, all right. So background's got the same guy. Tapir, I don't mind the switching. Same comment. Okay. I guess my only thing is these guys are just pretty good at doing my job for me. That's fine. I guess that we're trying to be a little aggressive on the yellow, saying, you know what, I've got to make up the pace differential here and say, I'm going to clean cut it. Did you have something in the extra locker there, or are you good? You're just going to say same guy. That's fair. Like I said, not everyone's going to share everything. Not everyone's going to share everything. I understand. Well, poker. I get it.
KT knows not to share too.
That's it. Well, I know how to share.
Yeah.
You just don't know what I'm saying. Half the time it could be fluff or building the platform.
Yeah.
But no, that's fair. I think it's just a disrupted hand. But like I said, short background. I've seen it before. Of course. I've seen it before. You just give him 1 skip, 2 skip. It's magic. He knows how to do that. There's not many players that can do that in the league. Could just get 1 or 2 and fire away. He did a good job there. And as like you said, undisrupted, really. Just plan A all the way through for sure.
For sure. And I think with that, we can move through to game number 6. And Tapir, it is still your homestand, and with you winning on 11, that is off the board, 7 back on the board. And what are you looking to play with here?
It's just the center.
No,
Yeah,
this is MCSR. So, oh yeah, you did win that. Never mind. You're right. Excuse me.
It's all
Well,
good, short. You're
Yeah. So, yeah, you still can't do 7. So back to 9.
That's fair.
See, we talked way more with Tapir. My brain just like.
Oh, you're good, man. You're just learning the system. Not a problem.
Yeah. So, yeah, let me reload this, and we are going to start on 9 for second game of his second homestand. Tapir starts it up, and again a wild start, and background is daring him to do it, and we all know what it is, and that is to draw off the top.
Well, let's find out. Tapir is up 3-2. I don't know.
He's got to pull some momentum back. So I wonder if you don't, that's the biggest plot twist of the century, and he's going to draw. Background draws, and we're off to the races into Draw City on a wild start. That's something you don't see outside of these two.
Yeah, no, definitely. Once these guys get to D1, there's people that they don't care. They're going to do whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting strategy that I don't think D1's really seen much. That if these guys, whoever makes this is going to make the D2 championship, and they will play at the end of the season for a spot in Super League with everyone else who won tournaments up in D1.
All right, blue 5 there. We're going to run this one clean. Interestingly enough, the clean cut really wasn't clean. It was just more off the draw into the blue. So 1 extra card apiece. All right, 3 in a row. Well, let's do that. Okay. There's definitely merit to it. And Ghost does it. I know Ghost is one of the biggest proponents before we met you guys. He's one of the biggest guys. Now I know where he got it from.
And Nathan, Retta, and Retta. And we talked about that. We talked about the road for background. Faced Nathan, lost, couldn't play that Retta. The other Retta, who was the top seed in Declivity, swept them in the regional final. So background has seen all of those that they're mentioning. And now we're 1 play from a rainbow, and there it is.
They're picking up pretty well on this. But Tapir knows it too. He's just got to run this red right now, stay disciplined. Sometimes you can get caught into the trap.
There's G-Man. Yes. All right. And G's in here as well. Welcome everybody joining us for this finale. And on to the red 8 is Tapir. He will
Ooh.
switch to the green 8.
I like it. I like it.
Background will go with the green 3.
I don't mind that play short. At the end of the day, you're trying to undercut in the color, and that's interesting, though. A double green 8, that could have a potential number of fish and finish. That's an undercut. Oh, boy.
And to the red.
Shades
the
last night. Shades last night right now. Let's
Yeah.
see if Tapir can run it
Yeah,
here.
that I feel like we kind of seen
Oh,
power
no, that's
play.
huge. That's huge.
So he will play background draws.
Good move by Tapir if he can finish the
Background
game.
will draw. And here
I could see a switch here also.
So he does here right now. He's just going to think about this one. Nah, this might be one.
I think that might be it. Yeah.
Good move. Clean move.
Just to shade over 3 minutes.
Here, background.
And yep, he will drop the double play. And now he has 1 win from winning this tournament. And a great power play win. It's off the board for him. Background still has his, but that's huge to snatch that momentum back, KT. Definitely needed that win after surrendering 2 straight after winning 3 straight.
Had to reread that final play. I'm going to ask Background real quick. Background, was that the right move to say, you know what? You see Tapir trying to do some color switches. You went over to that yellow before he went back to red. You couldn't really get it back to yellow. Was that the fine margin of error that cost you and then to Tapir? Is that what you wanted, right? Keep forcing those mistakes in the color switches. Try to get him back into a previous color, and then boom, hit him with the clean cut power play. Take the momentum, get some of that back. Now you're 1 win away. That's what it's all about, momentum shifts in the series. Let's see what they say here short. But yeah, so far, really good clean cut by both players. Tapir got that momentum back, background, got it down at 3-2 and tried to get the tie, but you got to keep going. I'm just going to say I had a situation in my head and worked exactly how I wanted to. Perfect. And, of course, background's going to say that right. You know what? Didn't need that PP. You won the race. I'm going to save mine. That's the right thing. Right, sure. You got it. This is the art of mind games and post-game comments. You got to know when. Okay, that's fair. But, both players are going to realize that they know each other. These are all part of the mind game. It's all part of the process of building up that rib cartilage, as I like to say, right? Building those ribs up and making sure you can get hit, but also fire back when need to. As we go back to 7, not a surprise.
Back to 7, back to background's homestand for game number 7. And now Tapir is 1 win away. This is a best of 9, 1 win away, and that was an 11 start for Tapir, so that's off the board for him. No more no more power play for you, Tapir. Background still has his. Tapir joins up. Game 7, here we go. And we start on the yellow 2. And background's going to draw out of the gate. Surely I don't lose 3 straight. Well, you don't now because you won.
I do want to point out a comment background made before this game started. 4-2, where have I seen this before? Final 4 against Hockey was down 4-2, was able to bring that back 3 straight. We've seen background do it before, so definitely not out of the realm of possibility that background makes this comeback here because he's done it before.
Yeah, again, you look at that road, that 5-4, it went the distance, but as G said, down 4-2, and he came back 3 straight against Hockey.
I had to put G down to 100%. He was at 200. It must have been the glitch again. All good.
You're chilling. You're not even streaming this, so you're fine.
I think that's probably on your end, but
yeah, it's on his end. Yeah, it's on his end. You're chilling, KT. You got to sit back, just talk. You don't even have to worry about the audio. Anyway. Yeah. To the 4 for Tapir on the green.
Double play. Okay. Try to get a little pace differential interesting from background. Maybe feeling the pressure. We talked about those hesitant desperation plays. 4-2. Tapir draws.
He'll go with the green 1.
Switching to blue.
That might help background.
Oh, and we're on the verge of another one.
That's
Do we have another rain?
Yep. Interesting.
He might have got the switch at the right time also.
Not quite a rainbow, but
6 or an 8.
Well, Clint play, no problem. That's our friend Clint.
There we go.
Viewers of this stream will know that.
Oh yeah.
Background's low, so this could be Uno.
Yep.
It is.
Oh.
Bit of a check here.
So
check.
that's his second time
All right,
checked.
let's see
And Tapir's going to make the wild
Interesting
switch.
call.
Good move. That's a
And
cool
he does
move.
Works out.
Great move by Tapir there.
Off the green to blue switch. That's a great move. Looking for Uno. Maybe the game right here. Tapir. Does he have it to win the D2 finale for a double play?
He
It
does.
is. He
He
got it.
does. Oh, wow. 5-2. There you go.
Well, I'm going to go to Tapir here on this one. Buddy, great job saving that wild. I've seen that one before. Talk to me how you said, you know what? Fade off the green into the blue and then get him to use that last Pandora box into the red, run the reds a little bit, and then boom, hit him with that green wild. Talk to me about the save and the ammo control that got you to win, though, because that was very well played, especially since you've had a little bit more of experience with wild saves and you know a thing or two about saving those wilds. For background, obviously, you could have did the PP there. Of course, you want to try to save it. Was it a case of you just got beat to the run? Was it too much aggressive switching? You play into Pierre's hand of the switching? Overall, good job, though, of getting that one done. At least win two. Not enough wilds. That's sometimes how it is, G, in short, right? You just don't have the ammo, and you got to live with the consequences, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt
I
about
mean, you're definitely someone who loves those wilds, so I think you could relate there when you don't get a lot of wilds. It's just not a great feeling.
Oh, yeah, and it happens, right? It's always going to happen to everybody at some point. You just got to know when to hit the clean cut switch and then go from there. Let's see what he says, though. Congrats to Tapir, man. He's had a great run. I mean, he was playing games at 8 a.m., I'm pretty sure, that one time in this series. He's been around the block. Yeah, he beat Stefan. Now he's being background. I think he deserved this win. And, man, 17 minutes. That's impressive.
Yeah. We've been on the air for about 45 minutes, though. So,
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was a race against the clock. I knew background was close, so I needed to drain my reds before dropping. That's it. Ammo control, right? You got to find the ammo control and find it within you to say, you know what? Patience is the virtue. I had a B7. That's sometimes how it is. Sometimes you just get beat to that one card, and all it is fine margins, G, right? Whether it's D1 or D2, it's just that one little fine margin. Well, you should have, could have, would have played that card, and that's the difference between winning the series or making this a game. What was it, 6 or 7, right? Or a game 8. Game 8 would have been a game 8.
Game
right?
8. Yeah.
G, if you have any questions, or G, you guys can take it over for now. Go for it.
I'm just putting in some stats here into the channel once I get them, just for a little update on how this went for both players. But just posting cumulative time and then also their average game length. So
I guess I would say we've talked about the game 7, but Tapir, I would ask you, what do you think you would attribute most your overall series win, your overall body of work here in this tournament? What would you attribute that to? What was the best thing going right for you?
I guess my other question in the background, obviously, you had a couple unfortunate circumstances, right, with scheduling and forfeiting. Does that put you in a little bit more of a good situation, knowing, hey, I won with not a lot of experience in game tape, not a lot of game data. I haven't built up my ammo on higher card starts yet. I'm still figuring things out. Is that a good platform to improve for T2, considering a lot of the stuff's going to be ironed out in terms of scheduling and logistics, which is only going to get better? Just talk to me how your tournament went and what you could use as a platform, especially considering you've never been to a finale here. You've never been to it's all new. It's a new league. It's all new. You're just figuring things out. The one thing that was constant for you and Tapir, though, I can tell from firsthand, was those 10 to 20-minute series in a best of 7. I mean, Short had one with hockey with under 10 minutes, right? And you can tell.
That was a best of 7, yeah. It went like 4 or 5. It went 5, and it was like 9 minutes. Probably the leaderboard for shortest series in this league. And you see those stats from G if you wanted to talk about those.
Well, and you got to think right there, that's inflated for Tapir with the Steffens. That took over an hour plus. That was on the board for D2. And there's not been many board games for D2 as in to hit the board over an hour more. That's really good. And sometimes, Short, you've seen it with endurance battles, when you sometimes have over an hour plus, you can look at that and say, hey, I'm battle tested. I'd probably be the same. If we count the time waiting.
Oh, damn.
Well, we're gonna fix that.
Fair
G's
enough.
got a great. G's gonna have a good plan. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna take care of that. We're gonna figure the logistics. But in terms of what I was saying, sometimes you just need the endurance, man. You got to build up your repertoire. Tapir had that. I think he did a great job this entire tournament. And sometimes when it is short, right? You said last night championship mentality. Sometimes one of the biggest championship mentality is through the chaos. Where's the resiliency, right? Not so much on the table. Sometimes off the table, right? How do I build my character off the table? There's delays, right? How you would deal with all that sometimes puts you in a better position to be more composed in more uncomfortable situations. You got to learn how to be uncomfortable in these games, especially when we go to best of 11s and 13s when you get to D1. In this situation, best of 9 is the limit, but you can still learn, hey, there's 2 extra games from a best of 7. That's already an equivalent to a Sweet 16, or sometimes that's an equivalent to an Elite 8 in D1. So you have a good comparison, you have a good platform, you just build that and keep running it for sure.
No doubt about it. Here's still typing out for my question. Take your time. Oh, gosh, so many variables to difficult depending on just one. Just trying to keep my mind cool. Don't try and rush the win because more often than not, aren't going to get to the finish line. That's a fair assessment, especially with how some of these games have gone. Either of them really could have won any of them, and overall we had to have a winner. But both of them really in this series. I didn't watch too much of the rounds prior, but that in this series, either of them could have won this series, really.
I mean, sure, that's that comment basically to sum it up. To finish first you must finish, right? You can easily lose the series in game 1 if you just lose composure. You get one bad +4 mistake, or you had a winning run. Boom, composure's done. And for Tapir today, he said, you know what? I had the lead, took some lumps, 3-2, and that power play changed the momentum. We're seeing a little new trend, right? It's not so much about winning. Okay, I'm at 4 wins, right? I just have one power. Use it when you feel is right. That's the biggest thing I've seen from both divisions is use it when you feel you need to change the momentum back. Momentum is a big thing. It's starting to become a much more intangible part of the game, like you would see in a real sporting event, which is good to see because that shows the evolution of the gameplay.
No doubt about it. Unless anybody else has any questions, I think we can get this thing closed out.
Yoshi, I guess to him, if you got anything, buddy.
Yeah,
Go for
if
it.
Yoshi, if you have any comments, haven't really gone to you. I know you've been muted, but if you had anything to add, feel free.
I might as well because I had some background noise. Didn't want to talk too
Understand.
much, but I think I'm good now. So yeah, both these players did pretty well, especially to get to this point. Tapir, no offense to background, but Tapir came here with having no forfeits at all. So he was definitely in his favor going into this, given that he had more games to play, whereas background got an unfortunate forfeit, even if they did play after, and even if they did play after, it still wasn't it still didn't really it isn't really the same because it doesn't really count. The forfeit is what counted. So, I mean, the game. I definitely had high hopes for background after he won in a game 9 against Hockey because that's like endurance. Like you went all the way to the final game and even was the one that was down. So, you respect to hit background even if it was a 5-2 finish. He still put up a good fight. Tapir just had the better. Tapir to have the better strategies. Going into this, maybe you could attest it to luck, but I think Tapir, I mean, when you're against someone who you kind of are familiar with, it starts to become a mind game series. So I think that also probably was put into this. Yeah. I think this. Just everything went right for Tapir. I wouldn't say either of these players made any big mistakes. A few Clint plays from background, but I don't think it really mattered. Maybe could have used the power play to prevent the win at the end there, but really didn't know. But really didn't know at the time, so it's not the worst. It's not the worst misplay. Yeah, just it really came down to like both these players. I mean, from the looks of it, they both from a lot of the games, they were both pretty close to the win. So it was really just a race to the finish in many situations. Just ended up working out for one person over the other. Yeah, it's a pretty clean game. Even if it was 5-2, still was a good finale for sure. Congratulations to Tapir though. He definitely earned this.
Congrats to Tapir, gets in the D2 championship, first ticket punched, chance to play in Super League alongside some of the best, including KT, who punched his ticket last night in the end of D1 March Madness. I guess I'll before we get out of here, I would toss it to our other D2 commissioner, G-Man, if he has any final wrapping up thoughts on this first tournament here in Division 2. I'll give it to you.
All right, thank you, Short. First, I want to thank you for doing the stream. I know this was your first MRE stream, and I think you did a great job. Thank you very much for doing that. Hopefully, we'll see some more streams from you in the future for both D2 and D1. But when it comes to this tournament, there were definitely some bumps in the road, some kinks that needed to get worked out and whatnot. But I think overall, now that we've gotten through it, I think this was a very solid tournament. I think there was a lot of things we were able to see, a lot of things we were able to learn, and of course, he had a lot of great Uno played throughout. Of course, as I said before, there were some things that we need fixing, and we're going to get to work on that to make sure Tournament 2 and beyond is as great as it could possibly be. But overall, for the first tournament of this new division, I think it was relatively a solid showing. I want to thank every player who ended up coming in for this division, and can't wait to see everyone back for the second tournament where we're going to bring things to another level here. So I think we had a very solid final to end things off. Again, congratulations to Tapir. He has been locked into the D2 championship. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing how everyone else does as we go along throughout this season.
Thank you, G. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to G. Thank you to KT, Yoshi, Rune, Nick, all for joining us here this afternoon, this evening, wherever you may be. And for our spectacular finale players, Background and Tapir winning. He is the winner of February Flurry. We're well into March, but the Flurry is finally ended here in D2, and we look forward to tournament number 2. So for everyone involved, I'm Not Short. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you in tournament 2 in both divisions, Division 1 and Division 2, starting up really, really soon. Have a good day, everyone.